Satman team, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Simply podcast. Obviously, with myself and Remy Rexington.
Whoa.
Obviously, we cover all sorts of topics, all high controversy ish sometimes. But today we have a nice little packed show for you also. Please, if you are watching this on your Nan's TV, YouTube, whatever, make sure you're subscribed. And if you listen to this on like, Spotify and Apple Music, make sure that you are also following on there. So, team, today we're going to crack straight into it. We've got a load of topics to kind of discover to talk about. Sorry, me and Remy were both drinking last night, so particularly me, I haven't drank in a very long time, and I've got kind of scrambled egg brain at the moment.
To be fair, I only had like 5 beers. So
Yeah,
it's
I had one pint and then was straight on the whiskey.
oh.
Uh, I like having whiskey when I'm out, but whiskey like I regret it the morning after
See,
all the
I only
time.
like having whiskey when I'm sitting in because I like to drink like very high end whiskeys. I
Mm.
don't want to pay for it when I'm out there because I know it's like 12 to 15 pound for a single for us. Like I don't want to drink this when I'm out.
Oh, that's Belfast. Okay, Livy, it was a five or a double. So
No,
I
no, I'm on. No, I'm on, that's for like good whiskeys. Like for like a
I
bottle of Green
uh
Spot, you'd spend like 80 quid. So
mm,
for a measure of that in a place, like one measure is like 12 quid.
aye. Well, team, first topic we're going to discuss is actually an article that came out basically yesterday, and this article in particular, um, took kind of exception to it almost straight away as soon as I saw it. I'm going to share my screen, and those that are on YouTube should be able to see what we are basically discussing. Obviously, we're using new software, so bear with me if it's not quite as smooth as I want it to be. But the article that which we are going to be discussing is in regards to a basically an attack on YouTubers.
There's the
Uh,
Sam North thing, yeah.
yeah, yeah. So basically, there is a magazine that basically is located mainly in Motherwell, and they are well. To read the headline of it is basically anti-YouTube sentiment, encounters with some of the most embarrassing men on the internet. How our game is at risk of being sabotaged by mindless, immature morons. That is the headline, and I'm gonna just read to you basically the first paragraph of this, and you can form your own opinion of this. Last year we seen a surge of football vloggers sweeping across the Scottish stadiums. Widely available tickets have given license to a small band of roving rejects to turn up at your favorite ground and stick a camera in your face for a few likes and subscriptions. Now, I could tell you straight away,
But
this
that's not
this
what they do it for. Like
it,
you get the subscriptions and the likes and all that and the viral stuff from uh from actually just going and promoting football. Like they're doing it because they love football. It's not because they will. Oh, I'm gonna use this crowd and this fans to get myself more. No, it's just happenstance that one feeds the other.
yeah, I'm gonna say is like, obviously I do feel like yes, this will a part of it maybe say for example, if you do Rangers and Celtic,
Mm,
you're going to occur a lot of Celtic and Rangers fans in your views and in your comments and your engagement.
yeah.
Yes, you're going to get that, right? But this was more of a direct tack. It seemed on Footy Adventures. His name is his YouTube channel is anyway. Um, and this is what he had to respond to because obviously it's his face that's on this, right? It's like once I heard
Are
the
they, by the way, are
quote,
they allowed to do that, by the way? Just use his face on an article like that without permission?
technically speaking, no. However, he would have to pursue legal action
Okay.
because they are using his face and they are gaining money from it. But at the same time, it also does come from the likes of um journalism and stuff like that. So like,
Yeah.
in the face, it's whether or not they class it as journalism.
Okay.
Um, with it, but yeah, Sam's response to this is once I heard the quote that went a bit like this: You've never, you've never seen a hater doing better than you." That has always helps with the mindset when this type of thing pops up. Thanks for all the comments and support; it's much appreciated. Yeah, this was widely received as nonsense basically by the community. I mean, particularly you look at the comments on this one alone, extremely poor. A lot of yeah, it's been widely received as one of the worst things. I mean, I need to point out to you is that Fleet Adventures, right? If we look at his YouTube channel, he's 177K subscribers. Um, he is somebody that promotes all different types of football. So he'll go to the big stadiums, and he even openly said a few times that he's actually enjoyed his experience at some of the lower league clubs just as much. Um, I think he did a challenge where he went to 4 football games in one day, and like was traveling all around lower league Scotland. He collected badges. He got to kind of talk to fans about why they go to football. When it's like non-league and stuff like that. And he really actively promotes it, and I definitely feel like he has had a huge effect on like particularly Scottish football alone. But he's also been over to like Belfast.
Oh,
He's been to Cliftonville and Linfield. He's been to both of them.
oh,
Uh,
I'll have to give that one a wee watch.
yeah, I mean, it's on there. So I remember seeing it because I think I was going to point it out to yourself at one point. But he's been all over. I mean, like there's Bangkok. He's been to like he
Mm.
does all sorts of these videos where he really promotes
And
the
all
game
for the love of football itself. Not to
exactly.
gain anything, just for the love of football.
Yes, and I mean, I tweeted out as soon as I saw this. Right, as soon as I saw this, anything that starts, any kind of journalism that starts with roving rejects, I
Mm.
integrity part of that journalism, just no. I don't.
It's
I
like the
like
person specifically takes umbrage with it, and almost like takes it personally that these people are going around doing this. So it's their own specific disdain for it, rather than it actually being a negative impact on on football itself, when it has proven to be a positive impact.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
like
how many times would these small teams get that kind of exposure?
exactly, exactly. I mean, a lot of these like a lot of fans love it when they see there's like when particularly small teams. There's no disrespect to them, but when they are like non-league and like lower leagues in Scotland and stuff like that, when they're getting the exposure, like I discovered places that had teams that I didn't know had teams. You know, for these, so it's really really good exposure because obviously like some of these grounds are only getting maybe like 100 people through the gates. Well, they might
Mm,
get a few more now because they now know that there's a stadium there. They now know that there's games there every other week. That alone is quite heavy. Like, don't get me wrong, we are not saying that every football vlogger is great, right?
mm,
There's definitely people that fake reactions. You see them sometimes on social media, you see them on YouTube and stuff like that, and where they're faking reactions just for their own personal game. You
mm,
do see it. I'm not going to pretend that it doesn't exist, but I mean, I couldn't believe that these guys were going after Foot Adventures. I couldn't. I genuinely couldn't. He's I can't actually remember where he's from. He did say it, but he's from down south. I feel like the accent. Oh my god, I'm gonna get this awfully wrong. I feel like it's kind of a southern English accent. So I'm gonna maybe guess like a Portsmouth or something like that. He might be from similar accent to Andy. So that's where I'm thinking.
okay.
Potentially he's from, but he does even actively say sometimes he prefers Scottish football over English football. Even though that he is from England himself. Um,
Well, I don't know
and
about that.
like, well, I mean, that's an unpopular opinion in the sense of like, if you asked anyone from England, usually you get met with massive disrespect for Scottish game.
Well, here's the thing. I can
Yeah.
understand to what he would mean to like. I would have more fun watching Cliftonville play Crusaders at Solitude, our ground, than I
Mhm.
would probably watching like Man United play City at Old Trafford. Purely because like you d-
Yeah, the,
you can shout at the players in the Irish League, and they shout back at you.
yeah,
Like
the
that kind
check.
of thing.
See in Ireland, can you drink in the stand?
Oh yeah. Oh, try stop
Yeah,
them.
yeah, because obviously it's banned in Scotland. Like, you
Oh,
can't
is
do it.
it?
Oh yeah. This was banned. Oh god, this is gonna test my memory. I believe it was early 70s. It was banned due to riots that happened at an Old Firm Cup final game.
Mm,
It was they basically banned it after that, and yeah, you're not allowed.
Well, I'm not entirely sure if it's banned here or not. It's just everybody does.
Right. Okay. And see the stadiums that are there. Are they like are they like proper football stadiums, or are they like kind of non-league kind of things?
It
Um.
depends. It depends very much on the team. Like Windsor, where Linfield play, that would be akin to maybe like a championship stadium.
Okay.
Maybe like a championship stadium. Cliftonville probably. Solitude is also the oldest stadium in all of Ireland, by the way.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Um, it would be like which one? League Two maybe.
Okay. Okay. Fair dues.
So just below Championship.
I don't
Like
get me wrong. I've been to a lot of grounds in Scotland, and yet some of them, yeah. I mean, I think I remember what was it, Peterhead. Their grounds on like a hill, and if you hit the ball over one of the goals, it's going a very, very long way down this hill. So like, I just remember seeing that. But in fairness, they had some of the best pies and the cheapest pies that I've
Mm.
ever had. I think at that point when I went, it was like 50p a pie. Now they were small, but they were damn good. Like
I bet you
these.
follow something like Foodie Scran.
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I like to know like the best food at some of the grounds that you go to. Like I know for a fact the worst pie in Scotland is, well, actually it's between two places. It's Hamilton or Aberdeen.
Mm.
Have the worst pies. I mean, in fairness, Hamilton's not been advertised, but I went to get a steak pie from them, and it was nothing but pastry and gravy. No steak whatsoever. And then Aberdeen is just widely received as the worst pie in Scotland. Which is
I don't see
odd
how you
because
can mess up a pie.
well, apparently just taste awful from what I've heard. I mean, it's odd because I would have assumed Aberdeen to have good food, considering like they're one of the biggest like shipping ports in Scotland and stuff like that. They would have like, okay, yes, it's not like steak wise, it's not fish, but like food culture up there is quite high. So I would have assumed they would have had quite decent
Like a
pies.
good selection.
Exactly. Well, yeah, they would surely better bakers than what they've currently gone with, but aye. Anyway, on to just kind of rounding off on the likes of the kind of YouTube. And obviously, I was saying just previously, yes, of course, you're going to see um like some YouTubers maybe negatively slightly impacting football stadium. Like if you've got, say if you've got a football vlogger in front of you, you're gonna be on camera. And like I feel like if you said to them, "Look, I'm not comfortable being on camera," I don't think there'd be any issues whatsoever. Or if you ask them to blur out your face, I'm pretty sure nearly all of them would be more than happy to do so because you've
Mm.
expressed that. Because the issue is, like, say if you say if they denied, right? You could realistically get their video taken down.
Mm.
Um, so it's like, yeah, it's in their best interest to make sure that they're not negatively impacting your experience when you're in the ground. So articles like this are absolute nonsense. I mean, let me double check what's the name of this. I mean, yeah,
Would that not be defamatory as well? Because they're using his image,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
it's a thinly veiled attack on this person.
I'll be honest with you, right? You know the phrase, obviously, like there's no such thing as bad press.
Yeah.
I actually feel like, although this is negative article against him, I feel like it's positively impacted him as well at the same time.
Yeah, because everybody's
Because
like coming to his defense.
exactly, well, yeah, when you get a enemy, so many people have clearly. I don't think I saw. I think I scrolled through this. I don't think I saw one negative comment in this. It's everyone is for this, and like people will buy this. And in fairness, this might be the best article they've ever sold
Mm.
because of what it is. But I mean, it's got. I mean, the name of them is Since I Was Young. It just kind of smells of refusal to move on, refusal to move with the times. That's what
What is this
this is a
outlet?
Motherwell. Oh,
But what is their shtick? What do they do?
I'm not actually. I mean, I'm pretty sure they just cover Motherwell Football Club. Because I'm looking at the images, it's all Motherwell themed. Like it's like a Motherwell themed program, basically. That they seem to sell, and that's the main thing that they seem to have there. But I don't
It
know.
would be very interesting to see because this article is probably gone everywhere uh, at the minute.
Oh yeah, I
It
guarantee you
would be
this is this.
interesting to see what
Yeah,
Motherwell's take on this would be.
aye. Oh, in fairness, like I know for the Livingston point of view, I mean, I'm not sure about Motherwell, but Livingston literally invite him to the ground. They've invited him to like the old, like when the old firm come to the ground and stuff like that because again it advertises Livingston really well. He also actively goes out and like find like fans come up to him to give their opinions. And he also like he does like he doesn't discriminate. He goes to young kids kind of asking them their opinions. Goes to older fans ask their opinions. He's genuinely one of the best ones I've seen.
Mm,
I much prefer him over Fogden. Um, I mean, I can't really stand
mm,
Fogden personally, but
not really.
well, I mean, I don't know if you ever saw the clip, right, of him basically taking a signed glove of a kid. So a goalkeeper had given him a signed
Oh,
glove, the kid the signed glove, and it was for the playoffs or something like that. And Fogden basically just said, "Can I have that?" and then took it off him on camera. Didn't give him anything for it. And I'm
oh,
like,
what a.
yeah,
Mm,
it's like,
that probably meant so much to that kid, man.
yeah, exactly. He was handed it, and so don't
Oh,
get me wrong, he's got the memory from it, but like he doesn't have the glove that obviously was given to him. So I'm
yeah.
like, come on, man. It's yeah, ever like though that's where I think the negative press comes for these YouTubers. So
Okay.
um aye. Rightio, I think we've covered that topic enough. I think we'll go into the next one. So change of pace pretty much
Mm.
on this one. We are going to talk about movies. Of
Just because we're both, what's the term? Filmophile, or I don't know. That I probably butchered that and made myself look like a moron on the internet. But here we go.
I mean, like it's just like this is a list of so I was looking at for lists of like the top 100 movies, and I've chosen this one because I feel like it's not just choosing nostalgia
Mm.
on its films. I feel like it's chosen films that I feel like of its time for creating like actual creative content, writing obviously, and rewatchability. I feel like I had a quick glance to kind of see where like what films were. I think for me personally, what makes a a best film is something that you can watch again and again. There are great films out there, brilliant
But
films
there
out
are
there.
also terrible films out there that you can watch again and again and again.
Yeah, like Marvel. Um
I'm not going to start disagreeing with you on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of bad Marvel films, but they're easy
Yeah,
to watch.
yeah.
They are easy to watch at the
You can
same
just
time.
sit through them.
Exactly, yeah. And in fairness with this one, I don't know how many Marvel films will make it. There are, don't get me wrong, there are a few really good ones, but
There may be a couple that I think would be on this list for me in terms of writing, CGI,
mm,
action, blah blah
like
blah.
what one of my favorite ones, I think, is the first Iron Man.
Oh, the first Iron
Um,
Man film is phenomenal,
yeah, I'm a
absolutely phenomenal.
big. I mean, shall we make a prediction of like ones we think will be on here?
From the
Uh,
MCU,
yeah.
I think Captain America: The First Avenger,
Okay,
Iron
yeah,
Man,
yeah.
Thor Ragnarok.
See, I would like to say that one, but I feel like that one will be missed because like comedy films, typically speaking, don't do as well. I feel
Mm,
on like top 100s.
yeah, it usually has to be something dramatic.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I feel like, although I
Quite
feel,
possibly, you might actually see Avengers Endgame on this,
yeah,
just for
I f-
how big it was. And I still do uphold that the final battle scene in that is better than the battle scene in of Helm's Deep in Lord of the Rings.
all right, okay,
I
interesting.
think that's the single best on-screen visualization of a battle that's ever been done.
See, I like,
Well,
I can
excluding war
understand.
movies, excluding war movies. I'll say that.
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, this is just my opinion. I mean, some of the ones in the Witcher, I know it's not a movie, but some of the scenes I've seen in that, like for action wise,
Mm,
it's just really satisfying. Particularly in the first season where he is butchering, as they say, the village.
the,
That
the
scene
the
where with the
Butcher of
sword,
Blaviken.
yeah, the sword action in that is really satisfying
Mm.
to watch.
That's just down to really really good choreography though,
Yeah, really
and
good.
people doing their homework.
Aye, 100%. So Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think of other ones.
What
I mean,
movie do you want to see on here and will be disappointed if it's not?
I mean, I'm pretty confident. Like, for example, my favorite trilogy of movies is the Dark Knight ones.
Oh,
Uh,
I can see one of them being on it.
yeah, I mean, we're gonna agree that definitely the Dark Knight Rises should be
Yeah.
on there. Is it Dark Knight Rises? Oh God, or is it just the
The
Dark
Dark
Knight?
Knight. No, it's The Dark Knight.
Yeah,
The Dark Knight
yeah,
Rises is the third one with Bane.
the Bane one. Yeah, that one. I mean, for Heath Ledger's act, I think that might be the best
I
acting I
think
think I've ever
Batman
seen.
Begins has a better story, but
Mm.
The Dark Knight is a better film.
Yeah,
There's a
like
lot of loopholes and plot things in The Dark Knight that bug me. So that's why I
mm,
think like Batman Begins has a much better story. But in
mm,
terms of a viewer's experience, The Dark
mm.
Knight much better film.
Yeah. Um, I completely yeah, I completely. I mean, for Heath Ledger's acting on that film
Mm.
alone, it's one of the best acting performances I think I've ever seen. Um,
And you know what makes that even more incredible is, in my opinion, Christian Bale is a phenomenal actor. Like, I think he is genuinely one of the best actors out there, and to go in and do a movie with him and outperform him,
yeah.
and he was great in those films.
Oh yeah.
Bale was phenomenal in those films, but Ledger was just better.
I think one of the most underrated characters in those films is Michael Caine. I feel like
Marco Kine,
I don't think there could have been a better Alfred than him.
perfect Alfred. Yeah.
Yeah.
Marco Kine, I love him.
He's superb in there.
You're
And
randomly supposed to
I mean,
blow the bloody doors off.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do get why people did dislike Christian Bale because he is an intense actor. Like, and
He's a method actor, is it?
yeah, he's very much like some people find it
Sorry
just a
about that.
bit. Yeah, some people just find it a bit too much
Mm.
with him,
A bit
which I
like a
do get.
Jared Leto as the Joker. I think he's a bit
Yeah,
like too much.
aye. Um, but yeah, no, that's definitely one. I mean, I know it won't be. I know. Well, maybe potentially the first Fast and Furious.
Oh, gosh, is gonna bloody go on about the fact that you just said that. She loves those films. She's aware that some of them are really bad towards
Yeah.
the end of it, but she absolutely loves them,
See,
and I
this
hate them
fight,
with a
I would
passion.
say potentially the first one, and then I would say the fifth one, the real one. I don't like the other ones. I mean, potentially Tokyo Drift, but I don't think it will be. Those two are my personal favorites from that franchise, and then potentially even maybe the first Transformers film. Uh,
I don't think that has a chance of being on here.
yeah, I mean, I feel like the whole Transformer franchise was ruined by the Mark Wahlberg sequence. Like
No.
they were just awful films.
See, here's the thing. Like, I'm a massive fan of westerns, but I
Yeah.
don't think the like I would love it if something like Rio Bravo, John Wayne,
Mhm.
Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood, for a few dollars more, Clint Eastwood again. Like, there's so many films out there that I just think won't get on here.
Mm.
Well, the good, the bad, and the ugly will probably get on there. That's the final film in the Dollar trilogy. So for a few dollars, like a few dollars more, and then the good, the bad, and the ugly, all with the same actors, but three completely separate stories. Hold on, my electric is going. I am very sorry. Well, that was entertaining.
Anyways, I just made a note of the time there, just so I can. Well, I might edit it out, or maybe I'll keep it in. Who knows? Uh,
Oh
but
god.
yeah, as we're kind of talking through, like obviously we're talking about the westerns there. I mean, I feel like one or two. I mean, yeah, there's going to be one or two in there at least. I mean, it's 100 films, like.
Mm,
But if I did choose one that I felt like it picked films, kind of not on nostalgia. So some of the older films might not be on there, but
mm.
we'll wait and see. Right, so let's just start scrolling. So I think it starts with the 100th one, which it's gone with Reservoir Dogs, which I haven't seen.
Good, good film. Little overrated.
Yeah. Um.
It was very controversial when it released because nobody had quite depicted a light. It was like light-hearted approach
Mm,
to like extreme violence. It was weird. Like the entire torture scene where he's dancing and singing while he's beating him up. Like that's nobody knew how to perceive that.
Hmm. Um, I mean, Groundhog Day. I haven't seen
Uh,
that one either, for being honest. All right, okay.
Paddington 2 is a phenomenal film.
I've seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one.
Paddington 2 will make you cry.
Oh God.
And not just
Here,
because of the Nicolas Cage meme.
okay, so here's a question for you. Are you someone that does get kind of soppy at films?
No. It
No,
takes a lot. Like the only film to do it in the last lot of years has been The Whale.
haven't
Uh,
seen that. Aye.
um, I warned a few friends about like watching this, like because it would be more personal for them. Like one of my friends, Keith, like it would be a bit more personal for him to hear some of the stuff that goes on in that.
Hmm,
Phenomenal film, deserved every bit of the Oscar that he got.
hmm. Brokeback Mountain. In fairness, actually, yeah, I can get that
I've
one being
never
on.
actually seen it. Apparently, it's a really good film.
Yeah, it was potentially a little bit more ahead of its time.
Hmm.
Because
Because
obviously
when did it
it's
release?
uh
Sometime in the 90s.
yeah, because obviously it depicts obviously like homosexuality,
Hmm.
but like I say, it was done quite early, where a lot of people were kind of like it was maybe a bit ropey in the sides, but it got people talking.
Hmm.
So yeah, I completely agree with that being on there, 100%. See, I've not seen that one.
I've never seen Donnie Darko. I've heard great things though. Never seen it.
See, Scott Pilgrim versus. I think I've seen clips of this. I don't think I've ever watched it.
Never watched it.
Aye. Um,
Well, are we just gonna like not see half of these films?
but
We
potentially.
don't know what
Uh,
that is.
oh, Logan. All right, okay. I
That's a
wasn't
great
expecting.
film.
Fairness, actually,
See
we
the
didn't
one
even
above it. What's the one above it called? Because I think that's the film
deal.
where this hitman like trains some. I want to watch this. I keep seeing clips of this, and it looks amazing.
There we go then. I mean, Logan. I mean, fairness, we didn't even talk about the X-Men films. To be
Mm.
fair, but like I think the best one. I mean, fairness, this is going to be slightly controversial. I think the best load of films out of the X-Men ones are the Wolverine ones.
That's not really controversial. Everybody
No,
agrees on that.
did they? Oh, right. Okay.
Yes.
For some reason, I didn't think it was that popular. Fair enough.
No.
But yeah, Logan
The
film
only
is
ones
good.
that would come close is like First Class,
Okay, right. Yeah.
which
Um.
was a phenomenal film.
Oh, I don't know. The first one was well, yeah, it was a bit jarring at times, but hell. Oh, the Terminator. Okay, yeah. We didn't even think about the Terminator
Oh
trilogy.
yes.
Oh, I
Oh,
see.
love
Trilogy is actually on a lot further now.
Terminator
Yeah.
2, one of the greatest films of all time. So if Terminator 2 isn't down near like the top 10 of this,
Yeah.
I'm going to be extremely annoyed.
Aye.
No Country for Old Men, very good film.
Aye.
A film that a lot of people forget that Javier Bardem's in. People like because if you think of Javier Bardem, most people will go to is it Skyfall, like James Bond? They would
Yeah.
go to Skyfall, and then Captain Salazar in Pirates of the Caribbean. They don't go to this. Like one of the his performance in this is absolutely outstanding. Now you're a spooky ghost, mate.
Aye.
Awful
Titanic.
film. Hate it.
I mean, we knew it was going to be on here. Like we
It's
like
an awful film. I'm sorry. People over here is like, oh, Titanic, it's from our city. Yeah, well, it sunk, didn't it?
yeah. I mean, is it not the common Belfast phrase that where people say, "Oh, didn't the Titanic sink?" It's like, "Oh, it was fine when it left."
Oh, well, yeah, yeah. I was like, I was fine when it left us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. The
There is a
Exorcist.
statue for so the guy who designed, I think it was the guy who was the architect for it.
Yeah.
It was either the architect or the captain. I can't remember which one. There is a big statue in a place called, a big obelisk monument to
Mhm.
him in Comber. When Gashi and I go cycling. Lovely place.
Yeah.
I
There's,
take you there. Does a good fry.
The Exorcist. I haven't seen.
I don't like horrors. I've seen it. It's a
Yeah,
good
same.
film. I don't like horrors.
It is. Black
Awful
Panther.
film.
Okay.
Awful film.
Okay. You know what?
I'm sorry. It has a terrible story.
It
Like
does. Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan is a good actor, but he's awful in it. The
Yeah.
CGI in this is terrible. I'm sorry. This is on here because it was political.
Okay. Yeah. I can understand what you mean by that. Yeah.
I I
I
just
mean,
I,
I
and I have no
personally.
care in that.
Yeah.
I think if it was a great movie, it's like yes, that is a powerful thing, but you can't take away from the fact that it is objectively a bad
the
film.
the story isn't great in it. The story is not great at all. But I personally did enjoy it.
Mm.
Like this is what we were saying beforehand, where Marvel films in particular, it's kind of like ones that are bad, but you still would what they're rewatchable.
Mm.
Um, I mean, Chadwick's performance I thought was all right. I
Chadwick
think
was decent, yeah.
I think he suited that role
He
quite
did.
well.
Chadwick was he was better in the in like the other films.
Yeah, oh yeah, I get that. Shaun of the Dead. Oh, what a film!
Wow, the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah,
Oh, an amazing film.
yeah. I don't like horrors, but this one I liked.
Like horror comedy, I love.
Aye,
If Evil Dead isn't on this list, horror
aye.
comedy.
Lost in
Lost in
Translation.
Translation. Never
Never
seen it.
seen. Never seen it. Oh, there we go. For Ragnarok, we were talking about. I mean,
Yeah,
this is quite low for it. If there's definitely gonna be more.
yeah.
This is what I was saying. Like, because obviously this one was quite comedic.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was gonna do
Piss
a lot
off,
because
Ghost.
yeah, tried to start
Best
a
character.
revolution, but didn't print enough pamphlets.
What a character, man. Like that character was a stroke of genius. Well played.
He was brilliant. But
It's a
yeah,
shame
from
Love and Thunder sucked.
yeah. Um, let's see, The Usual Suspect.
Again,
Again,
never seen it.
never seen it. Psycho. Oh, I have seen.
Amazing.
I have seen. Yeah.
Oh,
It. I. If, yeah. I mean,
I I think this might be on here. Well, I do think that it is a very good film for the time period it came from. I think that this is on here
mm,
because people want to like, oh, like you have to have something of Hitchcock in there, even though it's
mm,
aged like milk. Like
I.
the style of acting, the style of writing, and the style of directing,
I
we've
mean,
come a long way.
it's that shower scene, which is one of the most
Ring, ring.
iconic
Do you know
ones.
it's chocolate syrup that that she's getting covered with?
No, I didn't know that. To be fair,
Yeah. Yeah,
dearie
so
me.
'cause he didn't want to waste money on it was cheaper to use just like chocolate syrup than fake blood. So, and because it
Aye,
was black and white, he didn't care.
aye. There we go. Then. I mean, like I said, the shower scene is one of the most iconic scenes in like film history
Mm,
ever. So, aye, 100%. Let's see what we got here. LA Competition. Not seen that one.
never even heard of that one.
No, never. E.T. Okay, you know what? I didn't even think of
Uh,
it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen E.T.
I think
Well,
ET's a bit of one of those nostalgic ones. I just don't get
okay,
it.
okay, fair enough. I mean, like I think I've seen bits of it, but I don't think I've watched the full amount.
Mm.
You know what this reminds me of? What film I feel like it probably won't be on, but oh, what's it called? Is it called Tiny Soldiers?
Toy Soldiers.
Yeah,
Are
I
you on
think so.
about the
Yeah,
one with the commandos versus the
yeah, yeah,
Gorgonites?
yeah.
Oh, such an amazing! I was trying to get Gosha to watch that the other day too. It is amazing. I love that. That's that for.
How-
I think it might be an awful film, probably,
yeah,
but I love it so much.
yeah. It's there's another one I just thought of is probably going to be on here. Gremlins.
See, out of the two, I prefer Toy Soldiers. They're both very, very
Oh
similar.
yeah, yeah. Um, okay, let's see. In the Midfield, I've never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Return of the Jedi. Okay,
See, here's the thing, and
okay,
this is going to be a very controversial take on this. I
yeah.
am aware that Empire is objectively a better film, but my favorite is Return of the Jedi. I just enjoy it more subjectively. I think it's just a more enjoyable experience.
No, fair
You
enough.
get to see the
Aye,
heroes win.
aye. Yeah, it's satisfying. Uh, so I kind of wonder where the rest of the Star Wars films are going to end up. Arrival. I haven't.
Don't even know what it is.
A
Seems like a
Quiet
Stephen King thing.
Place.
I thought it was good, but
Yeah. Train Spot. Oh my god, I still haven't seen Train Spotting. I need to
oh,
see it.
such a film.
Like
The baby scene when he's detoxing. Oh God, man, it's
it's set in Scotland. I need to watch it.
like as somebody who used to be an addict, like well,
Mm,
you never stop being one. Like I know, blah blah
yeah,
blah, but like recovered
yeah,
addict. Seeing like that, like detox, like that was so well done. It was just uncomfortable.
yeah. I mean, the fact that there's somebody in there called Spud, I feel like I should have seen it.
The only other scene that made me feel that uncomfortable in any film is the scene in Joker where he's coming down the stairs to the
Uh,
da, da,
yeah,
da. Like if you knew who the artist was when you were watching that, like it obviously was the intention to make you feel uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable film to watch.
Mm.
Amazing film, but like, yeah.
Here's a question: do you think it's going to be on this list?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
I think it's the best thing to come out of DC.
fair play.
Well, the DC
How
film.
funny would it have been if it was the next film?
Oh,
I've
that would have been quite funny.
not seen that one.
No, no,
No, Up. Oh, I do love Up. I can't lie.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's a good film. It's
I've
I.
been told it has a very sad ending.
It does, but it is good.
Hmm.
Like
Okay.
I mean, so much so that my sister and her brother-in-law for the Disney parade, she dressed up as the bird, and then my brother-in-law dressed up as the Boy Scout here for it. The costumes are really really damn good.
Hmm.
Let's see. Oh, I mean, I did enjoy this film. I can't
I
lie.
thought, yeah, no, it was good.
I haven't seen the new one. I heard it's even better, the newest one.
I've heard that. Yeah. And
Yeah.
here's the thing,
So
I can't stand Miles Morales as a character.
yeah,
He's
no,
he's
I get
he's
it.
the character that I hate the most out of every character there is that I've ever read. There's just something about him that I don't like.
Yeah, I'm not overly keen on him I mean, obviously I don't know the comic side of it,
Yeah.
but I'm not keen on him in the game either.
Mm,
Obviously, the most recent game, I'm not keen on that. But this I did enjoy. I can't lie, and I'm looking forward to watching the
the second
newest
one.
one when it comes
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
The second one's already out.
No, I mean out in like
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah, Inglorious Bast. I heard this one's
Honestly,
awful.
really? No, I love it.
Oh, if it is.
But I don't. Out of all 8 of Tarantino's films, which do you think is going to be the highest rated? I know it won't be the one that I think is the best because I personally think Django Unchained is the best.
See, I've never seen Django Unchained.
I love it.
Mm,
It's everything that was great about spaghetti westerns, uh,
mm.
with a really good story. It's,
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure. I don't know what will be highest.
so
It's hard to
this
say.
is the
You know
second
what?
one we've had. We've already had Reservoir Dogs.
What's funny is number 69. Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see,
I
Lady
think Kill
Bird.
Bill might
Never
be at the
heard of
top.
that one. Uh,
I've heard
Singing
of it,
in the
but I
Rain.
don't.
I haven't seen. Oh, I've probably seen bits of it. I don't think I've seen
I've
the full
never actually
thing.
seen Singing in the Rain. It's one
But
of those classics that I've. It's like a Gone with the Wind. Like I've seen Gone with the Wind, but I haven't seen this.
aye, what's this one
Oh,
flew over the cuckoo's.
this is an amazing film. Do you know the premise of it?
I don't know. Nah.
So Jack Nicholson plays a criminal, and to get out of actually going to prison, he pretends to be insane, and he gets put into this mental institute, and he becomes the ringleader of this like comedic revolt. It's amazing.
Fair enough. Oh dear, I haven't seen it myself. I'm being honest, but I'm looking forward to maybe seeing it at some point. That Seven Samurai. I
Wait,
haven't.
oh, this is amazing. So have you heard of the Magnificent Seven?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
This is what it was based off of.
Oh, fair enough. In fairness, I do like kind of Japanese culture and like samurai. I love that kind of like films or even just culture in general. So this definitely seems like something that would be right up my street.
Hmm.
To be fair, so um, La La Land I haven't seen.
Haven't seen it. Never just didn't
Yeah,
find it
not
interesting.
not not really. Get Out I
I don't
haven't.
do horror.
Yeah, kind of the same there.
Lawrence of Arabia, magnificent. 4 hour film, by the way.
I haven't seen it. 4 hours.
Yeah. 4 hour film,
Bloody.
by the way. Amazing, like absolutely amazing film. Like it's one of those things. It's like I'm probably never gonna rewatch Snyder's Justice League again.
Mhm.
It's like I'm probably never gonna watch this again. But it's
Yeah,
one of those things that I think you just have to watch. It's like
yeah.
a Citizen Kane. Oh, Citizen Kane might be number one on this list, by the way.
Every chance. Let's see.
Oh, Pan's Labyrinth, amazing.
Again, it's not.
Guillermo
I'll be
del
honest with
Toro.
you. It's another one I haven't seen.
The entire scene with the monster with the thin legs, arms, like in its hands or in its eyes, and it eats babies. Oh, oh,
Yeah.
amazing film.
Hot Fuzz. In fairness, here we were talking about comedies probably wouldn't do that well.
Yeah.
In fairness, some of the scenes in this are
So
absolutely
this is
brilliant.
the so we've had 2 of the 3 Cornetto films.
Yeah.
What's what at World's End? Is that the other one?
I think that yeah, but I don't think that will be on here.
Hmm,
I don't think it's likely to be on here. So wait and see. Moonlight, I haven't. I don't.
haven't seen it.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay,
You know what? I surprised I forgot about that one.
yeah, it is a good film.
It's an amazing film.
Yeah, it's the best out of the three that they've done. Was the first one.
I, I've heard. I haven't seen the newest one, but I've been told it's amazing.
It is good, but I still feel like the first one's the best one
Hmm,
personally.
fair enough.
Um, let's see, Blade Runner. I haven't seen Blade Runner. Um,
Uh I don't know how you could put this on here.
okay,
It's a
well,
good film, but it is terrible in comparison to the original Blade Runner with Harrison Ford. Well, this has Harrison Ford in it
yeah.
as the same person, but it's just no.
Aye. Social Network. You know what? It's a good film. I
You know
don't know if
what?
I would have put it on the
I
top
haven't
100, but
seen
it's
it
a
in
good film.
years, but see when this came out, I downloaded it. I watched this film like 6 or 7 times in a week. I don't know what
Huh?
it was about it. I just the do you know the way how is it? You can have terrible graphics in a game, but if you have amazing audio, like it can
Yeah.
just keep you hooked in. There's something about the sound design on this film that just keeps me hooked in, and I don't know what it is about it.
Mm. I mean, yeah, you said it's a good film. I just don't know if I would have put it as high as this, but hey,
Hmm,
each their own. Taxi Driver. I haven't seen.
amazing,
Oh, I haven't seen it. Oh, Saving Private Ryan. That is a good film. To be fair,
fantastic film.
yeah, I enjoyed that one.
Hmm.
Forrest Gump. I fair, yeah, I figured this would probably be on here. Uh,
Ironically, two Tom Hanks films in a row.
yeah, that's actually yeah.
Yeah.
Can have had that. Are we going to go for free free in a row? Point Break. I don't think he's in this
Point
again.
Break is awesome. But Point Break is awesome because it's so bad. Like, I'm sorry, I love Keanu Reeves to bits, man. Such
Yeah,
he's just such he has this persona of just being such a nice guy, and I love his movies, but he's a
yeah,
terrible actor. I'm
yeah.
sorry, he's a
It
terrible actor.
emotional range is a bit questionable. Aye.
Uh,
Let's see.
he's like a
Whiplash.
real life Spock.
I haven't seen Whiplash. Vertigo.
Vertigo, I haven't seen that
I
one.
ha-
That's another Hitchcock.
yeah, I haven't seen that. Spirited Away. I have seen this.
I haven't seen
Uh,
this. This looks like Studio Ghibli.
yeah, it's a good film to be fair.
Hmm.
I've maybe watched it twice, I think. But I'll be honest with you, I couldn't remember. Oh no, I can't remember the storyline to be fair. But yeah, it's a good film. I remember watching this and it was
See, I don't
good.
like watching those kind of things. Personally, I prefer Studio Ghibli's games, like Ni no Kuni, more.
Aye.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. I mean, we knew. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think any of the other ones will be, but the first one, yeah.
yeah.
Most definitely. Do the right thing. I know of this film. I haven't seen it. Like I've heard
I
a
haven't
lot of
seen it.
things from it. Um,
Oh, that's the guy from Transformers.
aye, yeah.
Yeah.
It had a lot of like
One
big names
man
in it.
deserted by
Yeah,
his country. I love that scene.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's Spike Lee. So like aye, it's just it's one of those films that like set him on the map before he started doing directing and writing and that.
Hmm.
Oh, Schindler's List.
Schindler's
Okay,
List.
I fairness, I thought this would be higher up.
Amazing. Should
But
be higher
again,
up.
I mean, in fairness, we were talking about like what makes a good film is like rewatchability. I don't feel like Schindler's List has high rewatchability.
Well, no,
It
it's Lawrence of Arabia.
yeah, but it is like really really good. I personally might have actually, to be honest, put it as lower down, but it's more because what I class as kind of the greatest films is ones that you could watch again and again and again. This one was like where you were saying was this makes you feel sometimes uncomfortable.
Hmm.
So that's where although it's a brilliant film, it's not something that I would happily watch maybe more than once every couple of years.
See, I'm not. I'm not. Same thing with games. I don't really think something has to be like replayable or rewatchable to be great. Like
Mm,
what's a game that I love that I would probably never play again? Hollow Knight, one of my favorite games of all time, but I'm probably never going to play it again. Like
mm,
it doesn't have to be like there's certain games that you or there's certain things that you watch for the fact that it is rewatchable, like Clone Wars,
Mm.
the cartoon, not the.
Yeah.
Ugh. Attack of the Clones. Oh god. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. Sorry, I
Yeah.
was on a tangent there.
Let's see. I've not seen this.
The Big Lebowski. Yeah, it is quite good though.
A Wonderful Life.
Very good.
I've seen bits of it. I haven't watched like start to finish, but I've definitely seen like bits and pieces.
One of the best Christmas films of all time.
Mm. Again, I've heard that. There Will Be Blood. I haven't seen
Haven't
that.
seen that.
I think on another list actually. I think I've seen this as nearly the top, so it must be. I have to some watch. 12 Angry Men.
Haven't seen
Uh,
it.
no, I've not seen that either.
Silence of oh, that's what
I've
he makes me uncomfortable. Anthony
yeah.
Hopkins.
I mean, that image alone makes you uncomfortable.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about him, man. He's probably a lovely fella. He just makes
Aye.
me uncomfortable. There was one where he played a couple of years ago as a dementia patient, and
Mm,
it was so scarily accurate. Like,
mm.
ugh.
Let's see. Citizen Kane.
What? 40?
You felt this to be significantly higher?
I thought this was top three. It is it is regarded as one of the great, like, for its time as well. It took like things from like the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari or like the Birth of a Nation, like things that like took film into the next stage of
Mm,
its evolution. This was one of those. It's like when Half Life came out. Like before Half Life, everything was a Doom clone. After Half Life came out, everything was trying to be Half Life. That like there's another very good version of film like this, but it's called Rashomon, but it's a foreign film, so you're probably never going to watch it. But like telling a story from like different perspectives, and all of them are kind of believable, but also kind of unbelievable at the same time. Like what it done for the film industry. 40.
yeah. So let's see what's on here then. I'll be honest with you. I haven't actually. Again, it's another one I haven't watched from start to finish. I have
It's
seen bits
okay.
of it. I mean, it's got one of the most iconic lines.
Are you not
Like,
entertained?
yeah, and
Mm.
it's one of those. Oh, here's a western. Oh, there you go. Oh, another one that you felt like should be higher up, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that should be a lot higher up. Well, if for a few dollars more is higher up on this list, I'll be okay.
Okay.
Because in my opinion, it's everybody regards this as the best, but I think the second one's the best.
It is.
Seven,
So
amazing film.
I haven't seen it, but I've been recommended a couple of times to
Oh,
watch this.
oh, it is so good.
Yeah, I think I might need to actually find a way to watch this because I can't remember who it was on stream that told me to watch this, but somebody on stream said when I asked what if their favorite films was, this one came up. I can't remember what even the other ones were. But yeah, I need to watch Seven at some point. I've not seen. I don't know
Don't know what
what
that
else.
is.
The Shining.
Kind of overrated.
I mean, I'm not into horrors, right? So I haven't seen it. But again, this is like one of the most iconic scenes in film history.
Mm.
This, so I can definitely see it. The
I,
Two Towers.
that should be a lot higher up. Well,
Is it? Would you not say that's probably the worst out of the three?
yeah.
Yeah,
My the best is the Fellowship because it's the most like the books. It's about the adventure rather than
mm,
the action.
yeah.
There's so much more story, whereas the other two are more action based. So.
I
Casablanca, okay, it's good, but it's
the thing.
a thing. Amazing film. I
I
don't like
haven't
horror,
seen it,
but amazing.
and
Never seen it.
I did like this film. To be fair, it does encourage you to really think. Um, but it's a good. I don't know if I necessarily would have put it this high up, but I get why it's there. Um, but so I he oh this was the other one I got told to watch.
You asked me about this the other day, actually. Like, what do you think of the film Heat? De Niro and Pacino, amazing film.
I yeah, because it was seven, and these were the ones that came up on the stream as like people were saying, these are like you need to watch these. So okay, yeah, I've got two on my list. I've been highly recommended. Apocalypse Now.
Really good film.
Aye,
Hard to sit through though.
aye. The Last Crusade.
I out of the out of the original three films, this is the worst.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, so I'm gonna guess the other Indiana Jones are gonna be higher up then.
Ark of the Covenant is the best.
Oh,
Main Temple of Doom.
okay. Return of the King. Okay.
Honestly, thought this would be higher. The Fellowship should be in the top 20.
Okay. We'll see what's there. Die Hard. Oh, I didn't even think about the Die Hard
Yay!
films.
I
Best Christmas
love
film.
best Christmas film of all time. I love cheesy action movies from the 80s.
Yeah.
I just love it. Like Commando. Oh, Rambo. Oh. Sorry.
I. No, this is no. This film is just unreal. Fight Club. I'll be honest with you. I have never seen Fight Club.
Very good film. Also a very good like dive into the psyche of somebody dealing with disorders.
Hmm. It is.
Hmm.
There's yeah, Terminator 2 Unreal film.
Should be higher.
But it's. I mean, we've got to see what's above it. To be fair.
Oh,
See. I mean, in fairness, I haven't seen this film.
is this 2001: A Space Odyssey? I would
Yeah.
put this. No, I don't put this above it. I love this film, but I don't put it above Terminator 2.
Oh God. I was not expecting this to be this high.
See, I was because it's the spectacle, and don't forget what was it, hard? Was it 10 years? There were 10 years worth of build up to this one film. I
Mm.
don't think that kind of thing. That to me, the feeling of watching this for the first time as an experience, that is lightning in a bottle. You are never going to do that again.
Yeah, I suppose I can see what you mean. I mean, obviously, this was like one of the highest like grossing films, like money it made in its first weekend and stuff like that. Like you can't deny that. So
I mean,
I
this dethroned Avatar.
yeah. Um, Alien.
Amazing.
I,
Do you think it should be higher?
yeah, it's not really my type of my type
I'm
of film.
I'm
But
glad we're seeing a lot of 80s stuff in here now. Well, this is 70s, I think.
Matrix. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm glad it's not included any of the other films. One, the first one, yes.
See, I
Because
think it's a good film, but I think it's good because it's bad.
I don't know. I think this one is like it's got a lot more meaning in it that a lot of people
Trinity!
missed.
Like, it's so cheesy. I love it.
Aye, Inception. Oh my god, this is another film I haven't seen, but I should have.
I I think Christopher Nolan is a little bit overrated, man, as a director. He's like, oh, look at me. What's the twist going to be this time? Ooh. Like, yeah,
Mm.
okay, cool. It's a good film. It's a really good film. He is a really good director, but I really wish people would stop overhyping him. Parasite. Oh, it's such a good job. It's a Japanese or Korean horror film. I can't remember. I can't remember. Yeah, South Korean. It's a. Oh, it's awful, but it's
It's
good.
awful.
No, but no, it's good though.
Right, it's one I haven't seen, but I saw a massive amount of publicity on this film as soon as it came out because people were talking about it massively when it first came out. So yeah, okay, I can understand what it's just by the publicity it got.
Yeah.
Uh, Aliens.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. That's it. This is
Okay.
Alien 2.
Oh right, okay, yeah, I thought so. I was like, wait, did we not just cover this?
So it goes Alien, Aliens, then Alien Cubed because fucking
Let's see.
simple.
Blade Runner is the one
Yeah.
you were,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm not going to. 16's pretty good.
yeah. Um. Oh, I didn't even think about the Jurassic Park
Yeah.
films.
I think we're getting to the stage here where I'm not really going to start. I don't think there's going to be many films here that I'm going to disagree
Yeah,
with since we've got to the
yeah.
top 20.
I'm thinking the same. Yeah, yeah, Jurassic Park guy.
Classic.
uh, the God. I see. Oh, I haven't seen The Godfather. I haven't
You
seen any of
need
them.
it's only part two makes it on here for me. I don't think
All
the
right.
others. No, Godfather 3, no, it doesn't make it on at all. Godfather 1 probably top 30, but Godfather Part 2 is one of the best films ever made.
Aye.
Again, you no rewatchability though. Hard film to get
Right.
through.
Back to the Future. Okay, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess it will only be the first one on here, obviously.
Yeah.
I think. Uh, Mad Max.
What?
I haven't seen Mad Max.
It's the worst. No, it's not the worst. It's actually really good, but It's nowhere near the top 10.
To be fair, I have heard a
What
lot of people
were
talk
you
about it.
on when you made this list? Not you, whoever made this.
Yeah, there it is.
Mad
New
Max
Hope.
Fury Road.
So I'm
New
gonna
Hope.
guess that Revenge of the Sith is gonna be in next potentially. If that's there, let's see. Goodfellas. I
Amazing
haven't.
film.
I haven't seen Goodfellas.
No
Again, another one I've heard a
rewatchability.
lot.
See?
Oh, right, okay.
Doesn't have to have rewatchability.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. Was this not the one you put as first?
Yeah, I actually put this one as first. I don't think you'd have two. You'd have two Indiana Jones films in the top 10.
Hmm. Infinity War.
Really?
I
Okay.
think it's
Well,
more.
it is a better film.
I think it's maybe this one's been chosen partially due to how much. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't. It shouldn't be in here though.
Yeah.
It
Pulp
should.
Fiction. Yeah. Pulp Fiction's an iconic film.
So overrated.
I get what you see by overrated. To be fair, but
It
I
bugs
get
me.
it. Jaws. Rubber
Good film.
Shark.
Creating
I
so
just
much
always
tension with two notes. Dun.
yeah. Shawshank Redemption. Okay.
Yeah,
I I
I
I
can
I
chill with that.
I get why it's that
I'm
high.
starting to feel like
Oh,
number one's going to annoy me. Oh,
The Dark Knight. Okay,
yeah.
fourth.
I don't think
I
it's
mean,
the fourth best film of all time.
I feel a lot of films that a lot of lists I've seen have put this film as very very high, which is probably down to, like I said, as
Heath
we
Ledger.
kind of mentioned, Heath Ledger's acting in it is one of the best performances I've ever seen. The Godfather, the first one, is this high.
I got them mixed up. I'm an idiot.
All right, okay, right. Well,
Well, that I've looked really stupid.
so what's going to be number two? It's going to be Revenge. Yeah, it will. Empire Strikes. Okay, I can understand.
I swear to what's the first one going to be? This might annoy me.
I'm trying to think.
Well, we haven't seen Fellowship of the Ring yet.
That's a good point. That could be number one here.
There's no way they've left. Oh, what a guess! You know what? I called it.
Nice, nice.
I would
So,
like to. It is the best of the Lord of the Rings films. It is. It just simply is.
aye.
But
So,
I don't think it's the best film of all time. Gosha thinks it's the best film of all time.
I mean, yeah, it's each their own opinions. I mean, the top three, Empire Strikes Back, Godfather. I mean, that's not exactly a bad top three, now is it?
No, it's not. It's a pretty good top three. My top
Aye.
three is a little different though.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think we'd all have different ones, but for films and what they did and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, I can understand like why by popular opinion even potentially.
What
I
would
mean,
your top three films of all time be?
uh well, Dark Knight would be first for me. Then it would be. Try to look for a bit of inspiration here. I don't know. Traveling films, because for me it's important to have rewatch. Oh, Terminator 2, big fan of that film. And Die Hard. That
I
probably
love
be my
Die
top
Hard.
three. Yeah, that probably be my top three.
I think you'd be
Was
very surprised by my top three. So my top three, it's an ever changing order. It would be easier to do my top five. So this is a ever rotating
yeah.
order. None of these in any particular order, by the way.
Mhm.
Army of Darkness, so Evil Dead 3 essentially. Terminator 2.
Mhm.
What Dreams May Come. That's a Robin Williams one where he quite literally goes to hell to save the soul of
That's just
his
occurred
wife.
to me that we didn't see that many.
Robin
In
Williams
fact,
films on here.
yeah, I just thought of that there.
Like that, I'm very surprised by that. Another one in my top five, Dead Poets Society, also Robin Williams. Well, oh, wait, I always forget what my fifth one is. Oh well, we'll just go with that for now.
Yeah, that's a bit of a disrespect.
Unforgiven, Clint Eastwood.
I thought like so maybe like Doubtfire or something like that would be on here.
I mean, if
Like
you're gonna put something like Hot Fuzz on here, how can you not put Mrs. Doubtfire?
yeah, it's just iconic film again.
Mm.
Like Good morning, Vietnam.
Oh, such. I'm trying to think of a bad film he was in.
uh,
I can think of bad films that he's in that he's good in, like The Angriest Man in Brooklyn. I think that was the last film he ever actually filmed. Wasn't the last to be released though.
what was that film that he did where he was like the robot and became the man?
Bicentennial Man,
Aye, yeah,
very good film.
yeah. I just remember that film. Yeah, that was good. Um, but yeah, okay. Well, we've covered that one. That's the top 100 films it's saying, or the Empire is saying anyway. Overall, I don't think they've actually done too bad. I mean, there's question marks over a lot of them, but
I think
I
there's about
think,
30 question marks in there for me.
which in fairness, for 100 is not actually that bad because
Well,
like
about by 30 question marks, as in 30 films, I take out of that list completely. I'm
yeah,
reorganizing the other 70.
yeah. I mean, it's very opinion based.
Oh
This,
yeah, well, the reason why this article to me is completely opinion based because of how low down Citizen Kane is. If this was an objective um, article, it would have had Citizen Kane way, way, way higher.
mm-hmm. Oh, fair enough. I mean, like I said, I did a little bit of a look through some of the lists and looked and see what films were on there. And I just when I saw this one, I felt like it took into account more modern films than just looking at the like nostalgia of like we didn't see Gone with the Wind on here.
Yeah, weird to put Casablanca in there, but not Gone with the Wind.
Aye, it's like because don't get me wrong, Gone with the Wind is an amazing film, but I feel like nowadays it's going to be peering more and more out of top 100 lists as we go further and further, like into the future.
Yeah, the idea that an Avengers movie is in the top 100 best
Yeah,
films. Like, if you define by best as the impact, like, yes, the impact that Infinity War and Endgame had were astronomical. Like, how much did they gross together?
I
What,
would have rather
3
seen
billion?
Iron Man in the list. I'm being honest.
Iron Man,
Iron,
Iron Man should have been in there over the likes of Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok. It just
mhm.
should have been in there over them. Same thing with
Aye,
Captain America.
I suppose yeah. Yeah, the first one. I don't really think the other two, but the first one, yeah.
I'm not going to like discredit this person's list. It is very clearly an opinion piece. It's
Yeah.
not a it's not an objective view of the film industry.
Mm.
Thing. It's just not. It is an opinion piece, and that's fair.
Are you hearing my fire alarm?
Is Fraser burning the house down?
I mean, I hope not, because the kitchen's right below me. Uh, God, this podcast has had a lot of interruptions, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I
Oh,
messed
wait,
up
you
the
have to
intro.
leave my one in now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, probably. Uh oh, right. What do you think? Do we? Oh my God, it's going back on again.
You know what? You know what? This is how I felt when it happened to me. So enjoy.
I mean, do we talk about the football or do we leave it? What do you think? We're at about an hour.
uh no, we can save the football for another time because the first full weekend of the football hasn't been finished yet.
Okay, yeah, fair it is. I mean,
So
Man United are playing
it's not
tomorrow.
back until game week one's finished, in my opinion.
Aye, aye. Right, Rayo team. But on that one, I'll wait a second till this fire alarm's gone off. Um, talk amongst yourselves for 2 minutes.
Oh, is the
3
podcast
minutes.
still going? I thought you
Oh
were
yeah,
editing this out.
yeah.
Oh. Oh, you made me giggle there.
God's
Oh, well
sake.
done. I
Of
thought you were
course,
editing that out.
of course, of course, would be. Good sake, man. I'm fairness, I didn't tell you. So, like, for anyone that's thinking of using like software for like doing their own podcast or something like that, we obviously are using Riverside. And Riverside, what it also does, which is pretty cool, is it automatically generates shorts and TikToks. Like, it
Mm.
makes them automatically. And like the last one, it suggested about 15 clips. So it uses AI to register when like opinion bases are coming up. So I think for this one, it could come up with a significant amount because it will highlight a film that
I think
we're talking about.
My Citizen Kane reaction is probably
Yeah,
that's 40. Oh, God.
yeah. Um. So, yeah, well, that's it. That's the fire alarm off, and that's also going to be the end of the podcast as well. So, Remy, thanks again for sharing your opinions
Yep.
as we went through that list. Obviously, we covered a lot, particularly, obviously, team. Let me know what your thoughts are, obviously, on the films, but also as well on football vloggers as well, whether or not you feel like it's good or bad.
Mm.
Let us know in the comments or share us on
Also, show
Twitter as
your
well.
support for Sam North.
Exactly, yes. 100%. So, team, other than that one, catch us later on. Make sure you're subscribed and adios.